Okay, so lesson 4.4 is pretty horrible, but we're gonna do it. It's hard to check your answers. Um, anyway, but it is I mean, what you need to do is worthwhile. It's just that you might get a different answer than the back. Um, but you can check if you did it right by using a calculator or not calculator. Because I don't know why they don't just have you answer the question, but they're only asking for the equation. So, blah blah blah. So let's read the directions. And sometimes words are used to describe the proportional relationship in a problem. The words can tell how to write an equation to represent a proportional relationship. Okay, we'll do the front page, and then we'll you'll just have to, we'll set up the equations, and then you can solve them if you want to actually check your answer. Okay, a recipe to make 4 pancakes calls for 6 tablespoons of flour. Tracy wants to make 10 pancakes using this recipe. What equation will she need to find out how many tablespoons of flour to use? So the first thing that, when you're solving a proportion, you need to decide on like what your proportion, like what two numbers are going to be where. So I'm doing tablespoons of flour over pancakes. Flour over pancakes. So you could do pancakes per tablespoons of flour. It would also be correct. You just got to choose it and stay consistent. So I'm doing tablespoons of flour to pancakes. So tablespoons of flour. So the recipe calls for 6 tablespoons of flour to 4 pancakes, to make 4 pancakes. Okay. Tracy wants to make 10 pancakes. So that's the bottom number. How many how many tablespoons of flour does she need? So basically, this is our equation. 6 divided by 4 equals x divided by 10. That's the equation. And then you would need to solve it. You can solve it a couple ways. How would you solve this? You could cross multiply. So here's one way. 4x equals 6 times 10. That's one way to do it. But then you need to get the 4 off here, I think, for what they want in the back. So divide by 4, divide by 4. So that would be one answer. X equals 6 times 10 divided by 4. So that's just solving it regular. You can also cross multiply, get the same answer. So 4x, cross multiply, 4x equals 6 times 10, which is 60, divide by 4, divide by 4. So same answer, whether you cross multiply or you solve it just regular, or I don't know how you learned it, but anyway, they just want you to put the equation, but we could easily solve that. Okay, number 2, a picture measures 11 inches tall by 14 inches wide. Nathan wants to enlarge the picture to fit a frame that is 16 inches wide. So I'm going to define my ratio as tall over wide. So the original one was 11 tall over 14 wide, and Nathan wants one that is 16 inches wide. So 16 goes on the bottom, X on top. We don't know how tall it's going to be. We need to know how tall it would be. So Cross multiply 14x equals 11 times 16, and then divide by 14, divide by 14. X equals 11 times 16 divided by 14. Now again, the back of the book is going to say something different, but if you do this math and do the math in the back of the book, hopefully they'll be the same. Okay, next one. A car uses 8. Let's see, is there a back? Or is there, yeah. The next page is the same, so I'm going to do the next two. A car uses 8 gallons of gasoline to travel 290 miles. Juanita wants to take a trip that is 400 miles. What equation will she use to find out how much gas the trip will use? Okay, so I'm going to do, since we're talking about gas mileage is miles per gallon, but I think in the book they do the opposite, miles per gallon. So we're going to set up our ratio as miles per gallon, and that is 290 over 8. And that's going to equal to, she wants to go 400 over x. So cross multiply 290x is equal to 400 times 8. Divide by 290. So x equals 400 times 8 over 290. Okay, last one I'm going to do for this section. After Marco has worked for 5 hours, he has earned $29. He is planning to work 30 hours this week. What equation will he need to use to find out how much he will be paid? So I think it's pretty natural to think dollars per hour. And so that means that he earned 29 over 5 is equal to x over 30. Cross multiply. So 5x equals 29 times 30. Divide by 5, divide by 5. X equals 29 times 30 over 5. Okay, that's 4.4.